Everybody, welcome to the Dennis Kirk Tech Tip of the Week. Today we're going to talk about replacing your dirt bike's battery. This will apply to everybody on a modern 250 or 450, save for Suzuki riders. Dennis Kirk carries a full line of firepower featherweight lithium batteries. They are, in some cases, much lighter than the stock battery, and there are applications to fit every current dirt bike available. So modern four-stroke motocross bike, they all come with lithium ion batteries, not the lead acid batteries that like some of the older trail bikes have. Still, there is good reason to replace your bike's stock battery. So why would you replace your stock battery? In addition to, if you kill it, if it dies, if you leave your bike sitting over the winter and the battery goes dead, cold temperatures tend to drain battery life. But for the Kawasaki KX450 application, the standard battery has a fail-safe feature built in, wherein if the bike gets too hot, it will actually shut the bike off for 90 seconds or more. Our in-house guy, Alex Ray, he suffered that problem at the Paula National 2 years ago, where towards the end of the moto, his bike got so hot, the engine just stopped running. It was later discovered that the stock battery has this fail-safe feature that shuts off. It will also shut off in the case of, like, say, a trail ride in your Cowie, trying to start the bike with the clutch in, puts a big load on the bike. Our friend Mike Chavez at Kawasaki says that can draw the battery down, overheat it, and the bike will go into fail-safe mode. Eli Tomac also had a similar problem at the Redbud Motocross of Nations in the Muddy Moto several years ago. So all of the factory Kawasaki teams replaced their OEM batteries with an aftermarket unit. Today we're going to talk about replacing the bike stock battery with a firepower featherweight lithium battery, and we're going to go through the steps. Pretty simple, straightforward, but there are things to know and things to avoid. So a couple things. Here in Southern California we get to ride year-round, but if you're not fortunate to have 360 days of sunshine like we do here, and you have to put your bike into storage for the winter, the best thing to do is take the battery out of your bike and keep it at a 70% charge through the winter on a trickle charger. So when you get a new battery, you want to check its charge. Fortunately, the firepower is pretty cool. It comes with a little test button on top. So in this case, it's a full charge here. If it was not up to full charge, you need to throw it on a trickle charger, get it up to over 12.8 volts. And Firepower recommends that you let the battery sit for an hour before testing the voltage after that. So, tools needed for this procedure on the Kawasaki KX450. We're going to use a ratchet, a 10 millimeter, a 8 millimeter, and a Phillips head screwdriver. So on the Kawasaki, the battery is beneath the seat, nestled on the top front of the airbox. Other brands are different. The Yamaha, for instance, is on the left side of the bike beneath the side panel. So we're going to start by removing the seat. It's two 10 millimeter bolts to gain access to the battery, which is right there. So here's the battery. It's nestled between the subframe above the airbox, and here is a plate that holds the battery in place. We're going to remove these two 8 millimeter head bolts. You want to make sure that you don't come into contact with either terminals with your tool, as it can throw an arc, and in that instance, oftentimes it kills one of the cells in the battery. The battery will not start failing immediately, but it will have reduced lifespan and efficiency. So we had the battery exposed. We surveyed all the mechanics at the Monster Energy Kawasaki team and in-house tech at Kawasaki, and they all recommend that you remove the ground first. So once you have the terminals disconnected, the battery lifts right out. As you can see in this application, the firepower battery is the exact same size as the standard OEM battery. Something in the build of the firepower featherweight lithium battery allows it to be a couple ounces lighter than the standard one. I mean, a couple ounces is nothing really. You could eat a couple ounces on the way to the starting line, but race teams spend thousands of dollars in titanium parts to save a few ounces. We're going to start with connecting the positive terminal first. and we'll use the supplied new hardware from Firepower. This is where it gets a little bit tricky if you got big fat fingers or if you're a ham-fisted mechanic, all right? Because you don't want to drop the little thread just like that.
You blew it!
Okay, so the option is there's two options to slide it in with threads facing up or forward. In this instance, the connector threads on from the top, so we'll slide it in from the top. Get that there. Hopefully get this threaded the first attempt. Keep our fingers crossed here. Oh, we got it. Same process with the negative side. Insert the threaded piece facing up. Terminal, screw. There we go. So, battery's in place. Test it before we put the bracket back on. We've got power. Reassembly is the same process reversed. Put the plate down, put your two 8mm head bolts in. Make sure the battery does not bounce around. So when we reinstall the seat, Kawasaki has this poor design where the threads are not actually in the subframe. There's two steel inserts in the back that are threaded. So you have to kind of put your hand beneath the fender to hold them in place as you insert the bolt, or they might actually fall out of the rear fender and onto the ground, into a crack in the sidewalk, down a rain gutter, never to be found again. So there you go, replacing the standard battery with a high quality Firepower Featherweight lithium ion battery. Not a terribly complicated procedure. You just want to make sure you remove the ground first. You install the positive first when reinstalling, and don't touch your tools to the frame between the terminal to cause an arc. And yeah, happy riding, guys.
For more information on the products shown in this video, click on the link in the description box below. Feel free to call us with any questions or place an order at 800-969-7501. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe.